Viewer discretion is advised.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to podcast number 12. We are Side Picks. I'm Red Samples. I am the only one joining us tonight. I'm gonna make sure we still put this out for y'all this week. Leading off with the NBA, just want to say congratulations to the OKC Thunder. Way to go out there and win the NBA Finals, regardless of what happened on the other team's side. It was tragic to see them lose Halliburton in the first quarter, but it's life. It's the way things go. He had been playing through injury, and even though that was the case, there was no way he was not going to go out there and play Game 7. And unfortunately, injury happened, and OKC was able to capitalize on that. So, congratulations to them. Also, congratulations to SGA on a stellar season. Grabbed the NBA Finals MVP and the MVP for the season. So, kudos to him. Job well done. Topics for tonight. We got the notification today that LeBron James is coming back for his 23rd season, which is a record-setting season for any NBA player. It was currently tied between him and Vince Carter for the most seasons played by an NBA player. So this is kind of a tough one. How long can LeBron go? And will this be his last season? Could he play 5 more years? I think he could. Should he play 5 more years? Probably not. Now, don't get me wrong. LeBron James, he was a top 20 scorer last year. He averaged 24.4 points per game. Outside of, needing the rest, to take care of his body and to, make sure he can perform the way, at the highest level, he can still shoot. He's still able to drive. His biggest concern for me is his defense. And it's not that it's lacking as much as some players in the NBA, and that's sad saying because, he's going into his 23rd season. But I do feel like in this aspect that LeBron does hold back the Lakers a little bit. It would be more beneficial to the Lakers if LeBron would take more of a role player type role. And that's also weird to say because, LeBron James is a superstar and very much so going to be in the GOAT conversation whenever he's out of it. So, he obviously is already, but, the true conversation will be had once he retires. There's plenty of videos going around. There's videos going around of his wife saying that, she wants him to retire this year, next year. Whether those are true or, not, LeBron James, you got to give the guy his flowers, man. Whether you love LeBron or you hate LeBron, the guy is 100% one of the best to ever do it, if not the best. I'm not going to sit here and name all of his accolades. Obviously, we know, he leads in points in all time. The guy's been relentless. 23 years of averaging over 20 points a game. The guy, when he wants to be, is still an absolute monster. He can still shoot, like I said. I do feel like part of it has to do with the fact that, he is slowing down. He's not the same player he was. Like, if we go back and look, like, whenever, he was that second time at Cleveland or when he was in Miami, that LeBron versus the LeBron we've seen with the Lakers is night and day. And that's unfortunate. But, he still, like I said, he was a top 20 scorer last year. And that's even factoring in the fact that they got Luka, towards the end. And he had Anthony Davis on his team prior to that. So it's not that he can't score, and it's not that, I don't think he should play. Because realistically, you don't want to push greatness out the door, because when's the next time we're going to see a guy like this? Realistically, we probably won't. Not for a while. And for those of you that actually tune in and watch, I mean, you may not see it again in your lifetime. Are there some great players playing in the league right now? Yes. Are there great players that's gonna play? Yes. Cooper Flag going first to Dallas? Yeah. I mean, he has the making as an 18-year-old to play in the NBA and play in the NBA for a long time, as long as he can stay healthy as well. I don't know. I'm kind of torn because, firstly, as a Celtics fan, I like to hate on Lakers and their success regardless. But I don't want it to be where LeBron plays so long that, it was kind of like Michael Jordan. Like, Michael Jordan played a little longer than he should have, and like when he was playing there at the end, it wasn't the same Michael we were used to seeing. Like, he would have flashes, and he'd have a couple of those games, and he might take over and score, you know 35, 40, but it wasn't the same. And I don't want that memory to be the memory that we have of LeBron. And the longer he plays, the closer we're zoning into that. And on the flip side of that, like, I get LeBron's aspect of it, like, realistically, whether he'll say it or not, I mean, he knows the longer he plays, the more unreachable it's going to become for his records to ever get broken, and for him to have a true argument on that GOAT conversation. Because when people's pulling it up and they're talking about points and stuff like that, people, his playoff records and stuff like that, there's going to be stuff that will never be broken and will be a better argument, or at least a comparable argument, to Michael Jordan going 6 for 6 in the finals and winning, I think, 6 finals MVPs. And LeBron obviously has not had that success. He's won a lot more than Michael Jordan, just hasn't had the success. With that being said, I wish him the best. I really hope that we see a little bit different dynamic with the Lakers this season. Obviously, with Jason Tatum out, the Celtics are, I don't know exactly how we're going to piece things together and what it's going to look like. And we can, not to get off the topic, but we most definitely, with Jaylen Brown, can win a lot of games. So it just depends on how Brad pieces that team together, and we see how it is. But LeBron James, I appreciate you. Not that you'll ever see this whatsoever, but hey, man, heck of a career. Whether this is the last one or not, I really hope that when you do decide to hang it up, you do kind of do like Kobe did and let everybody know, so you can have yourself a farewell tour, because you deserve it. Moving over to the MLB, we've got the NL Central that I really want to touch on. I mean, if the playoffs started today, we'd have 3 Central teams in the playoffs. I mean, the Brewers and the Cardinals have been absolutely on fire as of late. That's crazy to say, because they've jumped ahead in the rankings, ahead of like the Padres and the San Francisco Giants. Like, just thinking about that and thinking about how, 4 or 5 podcasts ago, which has been over a month, that we've discussed this and hammered things out, to say that we're at this point now where the Cardinals and the Brewers are within 2.5, 3 games of the Cubs for the division lead, is crazy. So, and that's very, I mean, as a Cardinals fan, that's very weird. Only because of the fact, like, you look at the way our roster's set up, we shouldn't be winning as many games as we are. Now, don't get me wrong, I love that. I love the fact that we are, and I love the fact that, we're going out there and we're competing. But, like, our roster compared to Chicago and compared to Milwaukee, like, it shouldn't be close. So, we're going to see. I really hope that, there's a move or two to be made when the trade deadline comes around, because I know Chicago and Milwaukee's both going to be looking as well. Um, we've been relying on those young guys. Brendan Donovan has been an absolute superstar for us this season. He's still batting, I think, 320 on the year. Um, Lars Nootbaar's still been good. If we can really get Arenado to finally get back his footing, we got a good shot, if not to claim the Central at the end, to for sure guarantee ourselves a wild card spot. Because the difference between us and the Brewers, um, with their rotation, I don't think the Miz out there, I don't think he's going to keep the success up that he's had. Now, given, I mean, obviously, he's given up, I think, 1 hit and 3 starts. So, I mean, of course, he's not going to keep that up. But he's going to get figured out at some point, and I don't think his stuff, like, he has good stuff, but I don't think it's good enough to, like, this week there was him versus Paul Skeens and how he outdueled Paul Skeens. I mean, pitchers with good stuff, they, excuse me, pitchers with good stuff, until teams start seeing them, sometimes it does take a minute for teams to adjust, and especially when he's out there throwing 100, 102 miles an hour fastballs. So definitely kind of reminds me. I mean, Paul Skeens, Jacob DeGrom esque. He looks good. I just do think he's going to get figured out. I do think the Cardinals are going to jump them, and I hate to say it, but it's hard just looking at what the Cubs have. And once they start getting their players back from injury, like what that team is going to shape up to be. But I like the Cardinals when we come out of the wild card spot anyway. As far as that goes, like in the NL, is there really any team that can keep up with the Dodgers? When their team gets healthy, that's going to be scary. I mean, they're still, I think they're second in wins right now. I'd have to double check. They may be first. I think the Tigers are still first, and I think that the Dodgers are second. But man, I mean, just top to bottom, like at any point, Shohei could play bad. You got Mookie Betts, you got Freddie Freeman, you got Teoscar Hernandez. Will Smith is an absolute stud. I mean, just top to bottom, Tommy Edman has been phenomenal. Just that roster. I mean, with the money that's been spent on it, it 100% should play as well as it does. And it's obviously, competing with the money. So, hey, when you got it to spend, build a roster that's hard to beat. And surprisingly, I mean, to me, realistically, they should be closer to 70 wins than they are, sitting just above 50. But, that's a conversation for another time. Right now, because I did touch on this, teams that would make the playoffs, we've got Philly, we've got the Cubs, the Brewers, the Mets, the Cardinals, and then, we have our division, no, that's right. The division leaders would be the Mets, the Dodgers, Philly, and then the Cubs. Yeah, Cubs, Mets, Cardinals in the wild card spot. Philly, to me, maybe the Cubs are probably the only teams that could actually hold a candle to the Dodgers. And that's not to discredit the Brewers. That's not to discredit the Mets or the Cardinals because, I mean, first off, when it comes to the playoffs, the Cardinals know how to win, and they know how to play teams that they shouldn't beat. And if there's one team that is the hold on one second. Anyway, if there's one team that's the Dodgers' kryptonite in the playoffs, it's the Cardinals. So I absolutely, even though I don't like our roster compared to theirs is night and day, and we're obviously, dragging up in that just ahead of the Padres in that wild card spot. I think the Padres have a way better chance of playing a series against the Dodgers than we do. But we play so well in the playoffs, especially when we come in as underdogs, that we could. Now, as far as the regular season goes, um, it's really going to depend on health for the Dodgers. Can the Dodgers stay healthy between now and then and have health during the playoffs? Because if they have a healthy roster, it's going to be almost impossible for any team to beat the Dodgers in any series. Just because it doesn't matter who you have on the mound, they have so many bats that can hit any pitching that it's just tough. I mean that 1, 2, 3 of Freeman, Betts, and Otani, which I said that backwards order wise, but just those bats, they can single, double, triple homer off anybody. I mean, you're not going to see Freeman really leg out a triple, but you get what I'm saying. Like, they can absolutely smash any pitcher, and that's just they're just that good, and that's what money buys. Um, let's see, Philly. I mean, when Philly's healthy, when they get Bryce, I mean, they're winning a lot of games without Bryce Harper. When Bryce Harper gets back, I mean, hey, like I said, health wise, I do think Cubs, Phillies cover the Dodgers a lot better than the other three teams. But anybody that's a fan of the game in baseball, it's baseball. Anybody can win any series at any time. That's just the way it goes. You never know what team's going to be hot, what team's not. And it's all about timing. And whenever it comes down to it, if you're in the playoffs, you're in there for a reason, and that's because you can win games. Let's see. Don't have much else on MLB. I know I've covered NBA. So, last topic for me is going to be the NFL. Aaron Rodgers' last ride. I mean, as you can see, Aaron Rodgers. I love you, man. I'm about to say. I appreciate the years. I appreciate the years on the bench you spent behind Favre. I appreciate the years, the MVPs, the Super Bowl. I appreciate all of that you brought to Green Bay. I'm a fan of yours. I don't follow you from team to team because I'm a Green Bay Packers fan at heart. And I always will be. That's my team till I die. But Rodgers, I really hope that this is a ride that you have. And I hope that this is something that you 100%. I hope Pittsburgh gives you that void that you've been missing that you didn't get with the Jets. I know that you went out there and you tore your Achilles and came back and didn't have a great season. And unfortunately, you just weren't as sharp as you have been for us. And that sucks because that last year or two with us, if we would have built up the receiving core a little better, there's no telling what our team could have been. If the offensive line would have been taken care of over the years, there's no telling what kind. Like, I still remember when we went 15-0 and we had lost 2 or 3 offensive linemen going in the last game of the season, and we lost and went 15-1, 16-1, had the first round bye, and then lost our first game in the playoffs. And I was just like, it was so obvious that our offensive line, like, at that point was so depleted that it was hard for us to compete in that game. And I really hope that the holdout and everything, and you putting it out there that this is more than likely your last season, I really hope that Pittsburgh has brought you in. I hope that the roster is good enough for you and them to piggyback off each other and potentially take home a Super Bowl this season. And that's hard to say as a Packers fan. I really hope it's not Green Bay that meets y'all there. I really don't. Because then I'm going to root against you, unfortunately. But And that's also hard to say because, I always want the Packers to make it to the Super Bowl and, us win every year. So I think people look down on you, and I think that it's unwarranted because people don't like people that didn't watch you regularly, especially you know, people that weren't Packers fans or actual fans of the game that recognized just how good you were at throwing the football. They're missing out. They're missing out on the fact that your career, multiple multiple MVPs, multiple seasons of an excellent passer rating, great touchdown to interception ratio, that's not something that we're going to consistently see anymore. I mean, it's just not. I mean, we're never gonna see a quarterback that was as accurate as you were that could throw that back shoulder fade on pretty much any corner and you know get first downs when we needed them. Into the game, I think it was a playoff game against Dallas, throwing that ball on the sideline and getting that toe touch to put us in position for you know that game winning field goal. I mean, honestly, I hope I hope they get things worked out with TJ Watt. I hope everything lines up so you get the curtain call that you deserve because people don't respect how good you were for the game. And I don't care. Like realistically, I mean, the media is going to be the media, and you not taking the vaccine. I didn't either because I was in the military and I've already been a guinea pig once. I'm not doing that again. But I respect the fact that you have always been outspoken and you've always been the type of guy to go out there and perform. And you understand that it's a business, and I hate that the Packers didn't give you, more flexibility in the way the team was built. And it sucks. It sucks because there's no telling how many more rings you'd have on your finger. And there's no telling, how much better the NFL would have been having a conversation with Aaron Rodgers, being comparable to somebody like Tom Brady that has 7. Would you have got there? Probably not. Could you have had 4 or 5? Absolutely. I think you could. And it would be Patrick Mahomes chasing Aaron Rodgers right now, not Patrick Mahomes chasing Tom Brady or Joe Montana. But I feel like I clearly feel like you're in that top tier quarterback, always have been, and when you finally hang them up, I know you're going to go private, and I know we're not going to hear much from you, but man, you were one of the best, one of the absolute best, and I'm so glad as a Packers fan I got to watch you over these years. Hopefully you'll still come on to Pat McAfee. Shout out you, Pat. Appreciate you being good friends with my boy. Or I say my boy. We ain't good friends, Aaron, but I wish we were. Anyway, sorry the podcast so short. Got guys, family stuff come up. Not much you can do with that. Just wanted to make sure that we jumped out here and covered a couple things for y'all. Even though it's a one-person podcast tonight, hope I threw some stuff out there for y'all. And now let's jump over to best bets of the week. Red Samples.
Best bets of the week.
All right. Best bets of the week. Starting off on Monday, June 30th. Give me Robert Andrew Witt Jr. That's Bobby Witt Jr. He's batting a .444 against George Kirby. And then give me Jung Ho Lee. He's 2 for 2 with a homer versus Nelson. And then also, since I don't have the other guys' picks for y'all, give me the Red Sox money line. Chase Burns is on the mound for the Reds, and we've got Crochet, however you want to say it, for the Red Sox. And them playing at home, I like them in this spot. Tuesday, July 1st. Give me C.J. Abrams for 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. He's batting a .429 versus Jack Flaherty. And then give me Kyle Tucker over 1.5 total bases. He's batting a .333 versus Williams and has a .302 on the season versus righties. And to piggyback off that, because I do love the Cubs in this spot, give me the Cubs money line as well. That's best bets of the week for Monday and Tuesday. I'm Red Samples. This is Side Picks. Appreciate the tune in. See y'all next week.